So specifically, like, what kind of difficulties did you face or an enlightened person faces when you go to, teach these principles to a humanity who doesn't even understand, because they don't know of this and they don't believe in, they only believe, like, in money, power, other things.
Quite true, Dheeraj. As you yourself narrated, the path of spreading the message far and wide is truly very difficult. Not only difficult, but it seems impossible at the initial stages, because you may find it very easy to offer something to someone who needs it. But creating the need is very difficult. For example, you can feed bread and butter to any hungry person. But creating hunger, making him hungry, is a very difficult task. So the spiritual master has to play these two dimensional difficulties. Every spiritual master had to face it, and I am also facing it. Providing food is easier, but creating the hunger is very difficult. Secondly, the most important difficulty that I have been facing is the material poverty of people. If people are lacking in bread and butter and shelter, when they are struggling for their livelihood, when they are struggling for food and shelter,
Yeah.
it is very difficult to talk to them about self realization.
Yeah.
It is impossible to talk to them about consciousness, blissfulness, and being identified with the soul.
Hmm.
And it is very rare that you can create hunger in the minds and hearts of those people who are struggling for material prosperity and riches.
Hmm.
And those who are already having material prosperity and riches, they are so much upside down into it that it is very difficult to drag them out of it. But no doubt, it is easier to drag them out rather than dragging those who are already struggling. The third problem is the problem of communication. Until and unless you communicate with people, how can you transfer the message? People say these days this multimedia, this social media is available. And even through social media, spreading the message is not easy.
Not easy.
You keep on giving diamonds through the spiritual channels, but who bothers to listen to those diamonds?
Yeah.
And even for that, you have to take recourse to advertising your message,
Hmm.
to market your message. And for advertising and marketing your message, again you need huge funds,
Huge
because
lot of money.
everything marketable has been made very costly.
Right.
And the fourth dimension of my problem is that of communion with the people.
Hmm.
You see, the messages and informations of the material world are different from the spiritual message. Material messages can be communicated through words,
Hmm.
but messages of the spiritual experience and the spiritual world cannot be conveyed through words. For transmitting those messages to others, their presence is direly necessitated. Only in the presence of the master you can feel the message and you can become receptive to it through your mind, heart, and soul.
Right.
Otherwise, words reach only through your mind. They reach only to your mind
Hmm.
and they remain confined to your mind. It becomes very difficult to touch you at other levels of your being. That is why the role of the presence has been so much highlighted in the spiritual world.
Hmm.
The very etymological meaning of the word Upanishad is sitting in the presence of the spiritual master. Just by ensuring your presence with the enlightened spiritual master, you start receiving. So, in spirituality, you are required to spread your message in two ways, one through words, verbally, and the other is by ensuring your presence with those whom you want to transmit your experience. So, the problem of communication and the problem of communion,
It's very
these
important.
are the most significant obstacles on the path of spreading the message.
Hmm. Very well structured, Guruji. I think you have broken it down, so that even people like us can understand the problems.